Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to this episode of Mark's Garage. I am wearing my Milwaukee Brewer swag today. They had a great week. This is the first time ever that the Brewers swept the LA Dodgers. They won the third game of the series on Wednesday, and they won it in the bottom of the 10th, tied it in the bottom of the 9th, won it in the bottom of the 10th. So congratulations to the Brewers. I'm helping you celebrate with my apparel. All right, today's episode, the Kawasaki Versys 650. What am I doing today? Well, I got a little over 250 miles on it. Made it through the break-in period for that first 250 miles. And we're going to do a little chain lubrication. So I want to show you, relative to the Versys, what I'm doing to make this easy. Hopefully, these are some tips that will help you. So, first off, I have got a Condor wheel chock that I roll the bike into so it's nice and straight up and down, okay? And then secondly, we're using a bike stand. This happens to be one that I've got from KTM, and we are using the L-shaped rubber pads for lifting. This does have some lifting spool spots, but they're a little more forward, and it's kind of hard to get the stand to work with the fender, so I'm just using the L-shaped right there. So we've got this now easily to rotate, and we're going to be using a product right there. This is my Bel-Ray Super Clean, and that's what we're going to do next. So just to make things a little bit easier, it's time to, let's take off this left rear bag. To remove these included saddlebags, what you're going to do is insert the key, move that to the unlock position. There's a little pull-up right there. You can see the little red. Now this is ready to remove. And how this works is that the whole bag will go backwards a little bit. I find that it works well, just a little tap kind of toward the back, and there you go. Comes off. There's the attaching stuff. So now that's out of the way. That'll make it a little easier. All right, now that we've got really good access here to the rear chain and sprocket area, we're going to work from the outside, so the outside of the sprocket. We'll use one hand to rotate the wheel, we'll use the other to spray, and we'll do at least one full revolution, maybe close to two. So here we go. Try and get the outside. All right, that looks good. Now we'll move to the inside. There we go. So there you have it. We do have a little bit of cleanup, which is easy to do. And now what we'll do is move over to the other side of the chain. Okay, now what we're going to do is move to the inside part of the chain. So we'll get the tire going here. There we go. So that's good there. Now we'll move to that inside piece. And we do have cardboard again down. You're going to get just a little bit of overspray, so having some cardboard down is a good way to go. Okay, there we go. Looking good. We'll just do a little bit of cleanup here around the wheel and the tire. And we're going to be all set, probably for 500 miles. All right, with some shop towels here, we can definitely get just that little bit of overspray off the wheel. There we go. That worked out nice. And we'll get a little bit here off the swing arm and the sprocket. Well, when you have the bike in this position, it makes it really easy to go ahead and check tire pressures. So that's something you want to do almost every time before you ride. And now is the perfect time to do that. With the Kawasaki Versys 650, the recommended tire pressures, cold tire pressures, are 33 in the front, 36 in the back. So we've got our Jayco digital tire pressure gauge. Let's give this a test, see where we're at. Okay, 39.5. Now it's pretty warm out, and temps in the garage here are almost 80 degrees, so I don't think we're going to let any air out at this point. I know they checked it at the dealership before they delivered, so we're going to leave that alone on this hot day. All right, it's time to take the bike off of its rear stand. Now I am in the front Condor wheel chock, so the bike will stand nice and straight once I slowly let this off. So we're going to do that right here, back on the, in fact, let's take the cardboard out of the way so the wheel isn't on top of that. There we go. All right, back on the ground. There we go. Sweet. Okay, we can pull the bike back off its Condor wheel chock. So nothing behind me here, we're all good. There we go, back on the side stand. Voila. Okay, we are at the front wheel. We're going to do a quick pressure check on the front. This is supposed to be 33, but again, it's kind of warm out. And it could very well be the case that this is going to show a little overinflation. All right, here it is. 29.1. So yes, this one is a little low. We're going to get that back up to spec 33. All right, this morning I am using the Ridgid portable inflator. So this is handy because you set the dial to the correct pressure. And when it gets to the correct pressure, it automatically shuts off, so that's pretty cool. And the quick disconnect, just like that, and you're done. I'll put a link in the description for the Ridgid portable inflator. Okay, last thing we're going to do is we're going to reinstall our left rear pannier. So we got this attaching point, and then the rubber boot, which slips over a spot right down here. We'll get started with that, make sure that's aligned. Then we'll get these aligned right there, and right there. Now it's a matter of just going forward a little bit. I think we're there. And then you know you're in a good spot when you push that lever down and it's all locked. Take your key out, done. Thanks for watching this episode of Mark's Garage, learning a little bit about my process for lubing the chain on the Kawasaki Versys 650. I will in the future have some maintenance videos as time and mileage basically get us to that point. So we'll be doing oil changes, we'll be doing chain adjustment. I'm going to show you on the meter, the TFT display. It's got a service reminder and an oil change reminder. We'll reset those. I'll show you how all that works. So thanks again for coming along. Really appreciate it, as always. And until next time, take care.